So, sequence of verses we have seen. The Lord has spoken to whom is spoken? Both. Two party, there was a misunderstanding between them and little verbal fight. So Lord came along with associate, consort also, and he started speaking. When Lord was speaking to both of them, Kumaras and Jaya Vijaya, Lord spoke around some 10, 11 verses. Second verse to 12 verses. This is a 13 verse. So after speaking, they start pondering. And they start thinking, what Lord has spoken? He is appreciating us. He is shouting on us. He is angry on us. Or is pleased with us. They were not able to ascertain. So, and the Lord's speech, the three adjective is being used. Usitim, Devim, Rishi Kolyam. Ustim means lovely. Means very pleasing to the ears. Devim means shining. And Rishi Kolyam, like a series of Vedic hymns. Then Sadvati is speech. So the Lord's speech was lovely, shining, like a series of Vedic hymns. So whatever Lord speaks is very much pleasing to the ears. Or his pure devotees speak about the Lord. There is no difference, Prabhupada says. Krishna Katha, either Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord, or Srimad Bhagavatam or other Vedic literatures is spoke or by the sages in relation to the Lord, about the Lord. So there is no difference. And both speech of the Lord or his talking about him is very much pleasing to the ears. So that is the reason Anemi Sharana sages. Sud Goswami spoke for how many years? That Shravan Yagna had gone on. How many years? 1,000 years. Can you see? 1,000 years. They're just hearing about the Lord. To counteract the effect of Kali Yuga. So when we hear about the Lord, when we speak about the Lord, when we glorify about the Lord, it is said in the 10th chapter, 10th canto, first chapter. Now three things become purified. The speaker, the inquirer, the hearer, the place become purified just speaking about the Lord. Even Parikshit Maharaj, 7 continuous days, he was just hearing. And before Sukdev Goswami started speaking, Parikshit Maharaj says, Kathiyas Mahabhaga Yathaham Akhilatmani Krishne Nives Neh Sangam Manas Takshe Kalevaram. Kathiyasya means, please continue to speaking, don't stop. Kathiyasya Mahabhaga. So Mahabhaga is being referred to the Sukdev Goswami, a very fortunate. Please keep, don't stop. Kathiyasya Mahabhaga Yathaham Akhilatmani. Akhilatmani is referred to the Lord. As much as you can speak, keep speaking about the Lord. Then, Krishne Nives Neh Sangam. Manas So manas nives Krishna, so that I can fix my mind on Krishna. Then after fixing the mind on Krishna, then what? Tyakche kalevaram. By fixing my mind on Krishna, and he knows anyway I have to leave the body, I can leave that body by fixing my mind on Krishna. So that favor is asking who? Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami. Even Bhismadeva, when he was about to depart, he wanted to fix his mind on the Lord. Even Haridas Thakura, when he departed, he also was fixing his mind on Krishna. And fixing mind Krishna, about hearing about Krishna, is very powerful process. And further it says that Shramrita Sukata Nityam Grahanta Sochi Stitam Kalena Nathi Dirgena Bhagavan Visate Hirdi Sharmatam Siddhaya Nityam. So when we hear about Krishna with Shraddha, faith, Nityam, always, Grahanta Sachestitam, not just simply hearing, but Sachestitam. Sachestitam means attention, giving some energy to hear. Not so many sounds we hear, but Krishna's hearings, or the message of Krishna, should be, we should put our chesta, Sachestitam. When we hear about message of Krishna with Shraddha, with attention, with efforts, then it is said, Kalena na ati dirghena. Na ati dirghena kalena. So without delay, na ati dirghena, not very delay, kalena, Bhagavan Visite Hirdi. Krishna enters into the heart and resides. And also very pleasing. So when we hear about Krishna with faith, with attention, then Kalena Nathidi Bhagavan Visite. Even in the beginning of Bhagavatam, what is it? Hirdi. What is that? Hriday Kristo. So even Krishna enter when we attentive and humble hearing. Prabhupada writes in the translation. Second verse, the last line. Prabhupada translates, when we hear with attention and humbly we hear about the message of Krishna, Krishna get captured in the heart. And when Krishna get captured in the heart, further it is said that Pravastra Kandra Randhrena Sonam Bhav Saroroham Dhanoti Samalam Krishna Salilas Yatha Sarat. Pravastra Karna Randhrena. When Krishna entered, Pravast means entered. Karna means ear, Randhrena means holes. When Krishna enters to the holes of ear, then Dhanoti Samalam Krishna. Dhanoti means Krishna does the cleansing process. Heart cleans. Salilas Yatha Sarat. Like in autumn season, when little water comes, it becomes very clear. So hearing about Krishna, Shravanam is a very first process for anyone to advance in Krishna consciousness. And Shravan and the Shravan should happen with right source. Like Prabhupada says, like Bhagavad Gita, many may hear, but many may not understand. It's a guhya, it's a confidential knowledge. So it requires some basic qualification to hear the message of Krishna. Here, even the Kumaras, they are very highly elevated. They could reach to the door of Vaikuntha. Still, when the Lord spoke, very concisely, only some 11th verses. He spoke very Guru Artha, means very grave, very grave knowledge. And they were not able to ascertain. Lord appreciated also to whom? Kumaras. He asked forgiveness, and also he telling the position of a Brahmana Vaishnava. At the same time, he is saying, if you have cursed them, but I request you, if you can do favor to me, so that these are my associates, Jay and Vijay. They'll come back little early. So like a both equivocal statement. He is shouting me, or God please me, or he is displeased with me. So when we so that's the reason Prabhupada says when we have to hear about any Vedic literature, we must hear from one of a spiritual master. So bona fide spiritual master will transit the message which we can understand. So it is said that the Lord, whenever you hear, there's a layer comes between called disciplic succession. Makes us to understand, to grasp the meaning. And that will pleasing the Lord, even it is said in the Bhagavatam, mat chitta matagata prana bodhihantasya parishparam kathiyanta shapam nisyam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. And Krishna says, bhakto si me sakha cheti, the qualification. So the qualification to understand, to comprehend the meaning that's spoken by Krishna, his pure devotee, you require matagata prana. One place, Prabhupada describes matagata prana means one is your life dedicated, there's a one meaning, Prabhupada says, and another meaning is that you cannot live without Krishna, his message, his devotees. Matagata prana. Bodhihantas parishparam. When the devotees preach to each other, and kathyantu mam nishtam, and they will hear about Krishna's glories and sit together when devotees discuss, and then it will please to their heart. And also, Krishna gives the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tesam satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvatam. When we render the service to Krishna, tad vidhi padipatena pariprishna sevya updekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshana. So when we hear from a bona fide spiritual master, then we become very happy, become tusyanti cha ramanti cha, and also happen dadami buddhi yogam, and Krishna give the buddhi. When Krishna give the buddhi, then what does Krishna do? Tesam evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tama nashyami atmamavastu. So what Krishna do? Tesam evanukampartham. Krishna give the special mercy. Aham ajnanajam tama. Our ajnana, then jnana deepena bhashita. Krishna will help us to understand. So, even Bhagavad Gita, there is a beautiful purport, one of the purport Srila Prabhupada described almost in the last, when Vyasadeva, Sanjaya, when he heard of, and it is said that in the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, like last 75th verse. So it is said that here, Vyasa is saying, Vyasa was a spiritual master of Sanjaya, and Sanjaya admits that it was by Vyasa's mercy that he could understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Sanjaya was sitting in the palace and he was hearing and he was witnessing. That's the mercy of spiritual master. This means that one has to understand Krishna not directly, but through the medium of spiritual master. Spiritual master is a transparent medium, although it is true that experience is still direct. Although it is true that experience is still direct. So when we are hearing from a spiritual master, Prabhupada says, is as good as hearing from Krishna directly. This is a mystery of disciplic succession. When the spiritual master is bona fide, then one can hear Bhagavad Gita directly as Krishna heard it from Krishna. So there are many mystics and yogis all over the world, but Krishna is the master of all Yogeshwara. Krishna's instruction is explicitly stated in Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto him. One who does so is a topmost yogi. This is confirmed in the last verse of 6th chapter. So Narada is a direct disciple of Krishna. Prabhupada is right. Narada is a direct disciple of Krishna and the spiritual master of Vyasa. Therefore, Vyasa is bona fide as Arjuna, because one of the lecture Prabhupada says, somebody asked how Prabhupada is saying Vyasa is a. So when Sanjaya was sitting and hearing and watching, same time when Krishna was speaking to the Arjuna, even Vyasa was hearing. Vyasa is recorded Bhagavad Gita. So how is recorded Bhagavad Gita? He was hearing from Krishna. It's one of the lecture Prabhupada mentioned somewhere. And so when we hear from disciple, therefore by the grace of Vyasa, Sanjaya's senses were purified. He could see and hear Krishna directly. So one who directly hears Krishna can understand this confidential knowledge. If one does not come to the disciplic succession, he cannot hear Krishna. He cannot hear Krishna means in the words he will read, but he will not understand. So unless we come to disciplic succession, we accept the disciplic succession, we serve them, we cannot understand, even though we may hear. Therefore, his knowledge is always imperfect, at least as far as understanding Bhagavad Gita is concerned. So to understand Bhagavad Gita is required, we must hear from one of his spiritual master. Then we will be able to understand and appreciate Bhagavad Gita. So now, in the Bhagavatam, the first canto, third chapter, text number 44, where Prabhupada says how we should hear from, hearing process being described in that. So when you hear, you can see Krishna. So Prabhupada is writing here in the purport of this verse, one can certainly see directly the presence of Lord Krishna in the pages of Bhagavatam if one has heard it from a self-realized soul like Sukadeva Goswami. So we hear from Krishna or hear from a spiritual master, self-realized soul, and we can see directly presence of Krishna in the pages of Bhagavatam. One cannot, however, learn Bhagavatam from a bogus hired reciter whose aim of life is to earn some money out of such recitation and imply the earning and sex indulgence. So Prabhupada is very much criticizing for the Bhagavatam reciter on the money they recite Bhagavatam. No one can learn Srimad Bhagavatam who is associated with persons engaged in sex life. So no one can learn Srimad Bhagavatam who is associated with the persons engaged in sex life. That is the secret of learning Bhagavatam. Nor can one learn Bhagavatam from one who interprets the text by his mundane scholarship. Like when we read Prabhupada, even word by word meaning translation, as we call our Guru Shishya Parampara, meaning Prabhupada is giving. Otherwise, one may be very scholar. Like in the 4th chapter of the first sloka on Bhagavad Gita, the yoga evam vivashabhati yogam. So the yoga sub, the Prabhupada translation. Generally, if you see the dictionary meaning, Sanskrit meaning, find yoga means linking or whatever. But Prabhupada is writing, the yoga sub means science of relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. It's called yoga. So that's called parampara meaning. Sometime when we read translation, Prabhupada adds some sentence which is not there in the sloka. So this parampara meaning being given by the acharyas who falls on disciples, then we can actually understand the purport. One is to learn Bhagavatam from the representative of Shukdev Goswami and no one else. If one at all wants to see Lord Krishna in the pages of Bhagavatam, if at all we want to get connected to Krishna, one should hear from representative of Shukdev Goswami, not otherwise. That is a process. There is no alternative. Sud Goswami is a bona fide representative of Shukdev Goswami because he wants to present the message which is received from the great learned Brahmana Shukdev Goswami. So, we should never interpret with our fertile mind. We have to present as it is whatever we heard from spiritual master, not for our mundane any benefit. Shukdev Goswami presented Bhagavatam as he heard it from his great father. So also Shukdev Goswami is presenting Bhagavatam as he heard it from Shukdev Goswami. Simply hearing is not all. Now Prabhupada is giving the process now. Simply hearing is not all. One must realize the text with proper attention. Why we are not able to put attention? But we can hear one thing. And mind is always keep speaking something. If mind is not, sometimes we'll keep sitting in the maybe full class, we don't know what we have heard. Because mind is speaking, we are not hearing the speaker or Prabhupada, we are hearing something else, but the mind is keep speaking something. Some calculation, some planning, some things happening. Now, Mother Prabhu always when you're chanting Hare Krishna, sometimes when full mala is over, we don't know we have heard any one word or not. You are hearing. We have to hear always. Either what we are in the voice or maybe hearing of the mind. Simple hearing is not all. One must realize the text with proper attention. The word Nivista means Sud Goswami drank the juice of Bhagavatam through his ear. Yes, you are very eager to drink some juice, like pineapple or apple juice. So same thing Bhagavatam we can drink to the ears. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person, and then he can at once realize the presence of Krishna in every page. So rapt attention with the real person, then we can realize or we can feel the presence of Krishna in every page of Bhagavatam. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. So Father is giving the formula, secret, how we can understand Bhagavatam. Secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. Pure in mind means his mind is only merged in the Krishna's thought and Krishna's. So no one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. So our action is not pure, mind cannot be pure. Mind is not pure, and we cannot have the rapt attention to Bhagavatam. No one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. So our action to be pure, we have to be, our eating should be pure. So that's the reason we should not take bhoga at all. Many people, we should not touch bhoga anytime. We cannot conjecture, no, he's a vegetarian, what is there? we can take it. No. Sleeping also should be pure. What does sleeping should be pure? Whether eating, sleeping, fearing, mating should be pure. So sleeping pure means whatever minimum requires sleep, we have to sleep. Not for exuberant, not for our pleasure. Whatever minimum, so the body and soul together, and we can work for Krishna. Eating also same prasadam, and Prabhupada writes, prasadam is should take just an honor, not for our enjoyment. Fearing also should be pure. That means dependence on Krishna always. Krishna is maintainer. And mating also should be pure. Only for procreation, Prabhupada says. But some of other. So if these are pure, then only our actions should be pure. If action is pure, then mind will be pure. If mind will be pure, then only we'll be able to give rapt attention. So we say we are trying to put attention, we are not able to give attention because these are not pure. Whatever we'll try best, we'll not able to give attention. And if we are chanting Hare Krishna, mind will keep speaking some thing, we'll not able to give attention. But some of other, if someone hears with rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, one can assuredly, Prabhupada is assuring, but some of other, if one somehow hears with rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, not too late, naati dirghena, kalena, not, it will take not took some couple of years, no. Right, so at very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Krishna in person. Very beginning, assuredly, in person, in the pages of Bhagavatam. So Nityam Bhagavata Sevya is very important. And that Sevya should be with the reputation. So by doing so, we can able to access Krishna and be able to see Krishna. So hearing is very important, but here how to hear is being described in this particular. And when we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam attentively, that's a devotion service, hearing, that's the first step devotion to hear. Shranu me paramam vacha. So if we do hear, then it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, Vedishu yaggeshu tapasu cheva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam at iti tad sarvam idam viditva yogi paramam sthanam upeti chadyam. So yat punya phalam pradishtam, the punya get from Vedishu, by reading Vedic section, Yagneshu, by doing sacrifice, Tapashu, by doing austerity, Daneshu, all this phala is included. Yat eti tad sarvam idam viditva. We sincerely trying to serve Krishna, then only he does not get phala of these things. Also, yogi param sthanam upiti chadam. Then ultimately you go back to Godhead. It says, the person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of result derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruit of activity. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at end he reaches to the supreme eternal abode. So we have a great opportunity to hear from Srila Prabhupada, and so by hearing, our heart become purified, and we'll come to the place where we'll able to realize Krishna, and we'll able to feel presence of Krishna in the pages of Bhagavatam. And then further we'll be seeing here, even the Kumaras, they were unable to understand. But we can see we are, that's why we say we are much higher facility we have. than even the Kumaras. We got such a detailed version which we can, and Prabhupada, I think Prabhupada is the only Acharya who gave all verses, worldwide world meaning for Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. No other Acharya. They give some commentary here. But and that language which we can understand. English and also not only the language, but in that purports, Prabhupada has such a wonderful purports. When we read, when we hear, when we ponder on knowledge, when we think of, then we're able to appreciate and we're able to feel and become purified in the heart. So we must give proper attention by hearing Bhagavatam. I will stop here. Vrindavan Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki jai, Go Prem